my lesson the first time I smashed my butt on that dip right there. Fool me once, shame on you. I don't know what that was, man, but that gas station right there smelled like there was a giant pile of dog shit. What's going on, guys? Thanks for sliding through J Random Vlogs. Beautiful morning for a bike ride today. Just gassed up Black Betty, so she's all good to go. Gonna just maybe get a couple, AM errands done and stuff, just ride around. Figured I'd take you guys along for the ride. Maybe stop off to get some social media pics for the old Instagrams along the way. So I don't know how many of you subscribers out there, or just anyone who stumbles on this video, really are gamers. Here's my quick spark notes, if you will, of my history of gaming. It's kind of random. I mean, it's probably a trajectory that maybe a lot of people took as well, but I used to be into gaming just as much as the regular kid, you know? Had all the systems, and then up until PS2, and after PS2 I pretty much just fell off. Other interests, hobbies that kind of took over that slot, you know. You kind of just, you know, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's what you do with it. So gaming just kind of like took the back burner to a lot of other things that were going on at the time, as well as school and, you know, just life, work, whatever, different things. And I'm not back on the bandwagon now. I mean, a lot of my buddies are still keeping up with the times and whatnot, which is sweet. But I do like the retro stuff. I was one of those guys too who always just traded my shit in when the new system came out. So I, didn't amass a collection or keep on to my old stuff. Do I kind of regret it now? I mean, sort of. I don't know. I still just don't have enough time to get down on games. So it's not to say if they probably just still would have been taking up space, to be honest with you. So, but at the same time, I do wish I would have kept some of my older, or what now would probably be called retro systems and stuff, which is funny. But like, NES was tight. SNES was the main jam. I mean, played that for the longest time before I got into what was the stuff after that. I mean, PlayStation, 64 and stuff. But so that's my basic little rundown, the summary, if you will, of my kind of gaming thing of where I'm at now. And nowadays, with phones and app games, you know what I mean, being such a big thing, it's like, yeah, there's a few app games that I'll get into playing and stuff like that, but it's because I can pick it up and put it down whenever. It's not playing like a real video game that I was super invested in, something that's like really truly a work of art between all the artists and the programmers and just the small army of people it takes to make a modern game these days. So it's not, obviously, as a creator and, someone like that who just appreciates the art and stuff, that, it hasn't gone by my head. It's just that, they tend to be longer, more games that you have to make a commitment into. And, yeah, I just wouldn't get through them, I feel. But a lot of companies, are also cashing in on the nostalgia stuff now, which is smart, and the retro stuff. And of course, last season before the holidays in the fall there, Nintendo, and I love Nintendo, released that mini NES, which is sweet with the preloaded games, etc. I forget how many they produced, limited run of them, and sold out super fast. Probably people are still probably charging an arm and a leg out there, selling it afterwards. You can probably see it on eBay for something ridiculous still, I think, I don't know. But, so the word is Nintendo's like, all right, sweet, we got a market here. They're going to be cashing in with a mini SNES, which I'm pretty amped about because, out of those two systems, I mean, NES is the OG, a lot of awesome stuff on there. But the SNES was really what I put my gaming hours into, the most, and got into it around that time. And I don't want to say peak, because I definitely still played a lot in 64 and the PS days, and even into the PS2 era, but then, towards the end of that era, I just really but towards the end of that PS2 era, I really just started trailing off. I just wasn't playing games like that anymore. But anyway, getting back to the point, the Mini SNES, definitely amped about it. But I just hope they took care of some of the annoyances, man. I mean, for one, Nintendo said that they are going to produce significantly more of these Mini SNESs. I mean, we'll see. That doesn't really tell you anything specific, but, so they'll produce a few more numbers. Okay, great, whatever. I mean, that's cool. But the main gripe, the other cool thing is, before I forget, on the SNES, as opposed to the NES Mini, John, from the last year, they which only came with the one controller, the Mini SNES that's going to be coming out, I believe, I'll put a thing up on the screen if I'm wrong, but I believe it's going to be September 29th, coming up before this new holiday season. And the Mini SNES is going to be coming with 2 controllers, so that's cool. I mean, but the main gripe is, and anybody who has used or owns the Mini NES knows, it's all old school and pretty much a replica of the old thing, but it plugs in with, it has its power cord as well as an HDMI. But the problem is the controller cord is short. So in any normal person's living room, I mean, unless you're in just a small place where you are literally sitting down on the floor right in front of your television like it was the friggin', late 80s or early 90s here. It's just stupid. I mean, because it's just really annoying. And obviously the workaround is to get a longer extended power cord and a long HDMI so you can get the system and controller close enough to you to be comfortable on the couch or wherever you're sitting. But it's just really stupid. I wish that, I just hope that people had some complaints about that, or Nintendo, listened to what the public said about the Mini NES, and for this upcoming SNES Mini, I hope they at least just have the controllers with mad long cords for people. I mean, I saw the pictures. It doesn't look like they're going wireless controller route, like they're making it, retro with the cords and shit, which is cool. But, nobody wants to have like a 20-foot or whatever. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but nobody wants to have like a 10-foot HDMI coming out of their friggin' back of their TV just so that the console can sit on your coffee table so you can play on your couch or whatever on your lazy boy. It's like, what the fuck? But all in all, man, I love Nintendo and the brand. It's just iconic and something that I grew up with, so I'm a little biased in that sense. But, I'm just being honest. They totally overlooked that cord issue. But aside from that, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. But they definitely had a hit with the console last season. I'm sure the SNES will be no different. I'm sure they'll sell out of all of them. And then they'll resell on eBay for like $500. I mean, maybe not that crazy, but I believe they're retailing it for the new SNES Mini for $79.99, I believe. And I think they said 21 preloaded games on it, as well as Star Fox 2 that was never released or some shit like that. I'll fill you in with the correct information if I got that incorrect, but I'm pretty sure that's what this article I read was had mentioned, which is pretty cool. And as far as systems, man, I don't have anything against Sega or shit either. I mean, I've been talking about every other system, Sony and Nintendo and whatevs, but Sega was tight. I never owned their stuff, but, I thought they were pretty cool. It's funny because my friends and I have definitely had, like, straight-out discussions about this topic, but Sega was really ahead of its time and at numerous moments, really, and often, not for its own good. Like Sega CD and stuff, that was out way before CDs was even, looked at to be the potential norm of gaming. I mean, and, even the 30... Oh, excuse me. That was gross. The lifesaver I had for breakfast. But yeah, even with the addition of like 32X, like messing with 32-bit stuff, just Sega was always early to try and experiment with those things. Hopefully they'll come out with something like that. I don't know what the deal is with the status of Sega and their company, but I know some Chinese company is making like some, I don't know, I guess it's not official shit, but where they have there's a company called At Games that's a Chinese company, Chinese company, Jesus. And so yeah, I mean, probably is not official, but they have they make those flashback systems. So they have some like old Atari system, like preloaded games, and they're doing one with the Genesis coming up. But again, like, I don't know how great those things are going to be, but a lot of other companies are definitely jumping on this nostalgia bandwagon. Like, so I don't know what the deal is. If this At Games company is doing this Genesis flashback system, then I don't know what the deal is with the rights to the stuff. Like, I wish Sega would come out with an official, you know, whatever, flashback retro system to their Genesis and shit like that. But yeah, Sega was real tight, man. Plus they always had like more gore and blood in the video games and shit when comparing them to Nintendo. Which, like, when you're, you know, a young kid, you're like, oh, that's badass. I mean, of course, there's always PC gaming as well. But, I wasn't super into it. Like, I remember playing some flight simulator stuff, racing games, kind of the point and click strategy games like Command and Conquer, or of course Warcraft and Starcraft, the old jaunts, stuff like that. Diablo, what else? Doom, Wolfenstein, you know, even though that was even older for us, but still a fun first-person shooter, despite being old. I mean, you're killing Nazis. I mean, what else is there to say? It's a fun game.